All right, I'm going to show you how to change out your garage door springs. Now, you need to be safe, okay? These things are powerful. You cannot lift your garage door when even one is broken. So the tension that is on this is a lot. All right, so you can see this is obviously broken. You need to make sure that you buy the correct springs. All right, you can send me a message in the comments and I'll help you to determine the correct spring. All right, well, right now this one's broken, so the tension is off, but that one over there is not. So the first thing we need to do is get the tension off of that spring. All right, let's do that now. Okay, in order to get the tension off of this spring, you have these screws here. You can either use a 3/8 wrench, okay, or a 7/8 socket. Okay. You need a set of torsion. You need a set of torsion rods. Torsion rods. Okay. Now, a lot of the springs come with a set. So if you're purchasing a spring, check it out. See if it comes with the set. Okay. So you first want to get your rod in here before you start loosening these up. And I can't get the socket behind that one, so I have to use the wrench. Okay, now you can start to feel it. Now what you do is let it go slowly. What you do is bring it down slowly so it touches the door. That'll hold it. Make sure you have these undone enough. You don't want to be in the middle of it and not. Make sure you're safe. Be on the side, not in front of it. Now it's going to take about 30 quarter turns. You can let it sit on the door each time. This is the dangerous part. Okay, now it's loose, no tension on there. Next thing, we're going to take the nuts off to where the two springs are tied together. Now you need to get these two nuts off, one here and one under here. This one happens to be a 1/2 inch, some are 9/16. Okay, once you have both nuts off, go ahead and pull the bolts out. save them. You need to reuse these. You can take this spring and slide it down. Sometimes this bracket has an opening right here. If it had an opening right there, at this point, you would put a vice grip here so it doesn't fall out. Because once the rod falls out on you, you're going to have a real hard time putting it back together. Okay, now I'm going to show you a trick that's very important to do. It's going to make it easier when you go to put the new springs on. All right, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, this is it, your file. Okay, this is where those screws on the end of the spring, when you tighten them up, they leave a little burrs. Okay, take your file, get those burrs off. It's going to make it a whole lot easier when you go to put your springs back on so they don't get caught on the burrs. Okay, I think I got it. All right, now we're going to take the drum off that has the cable on it. Okay, now you're going to see these again. Loosen them up. This one, the cable is still on. We can turn it and get the cable out. Put the cable over here, you're going to need it again. Now go ahead and loosen this up. Take your file. Okay, now get the other end done, same way. Then I'm going to show you how to remove the springs. Okay, your springs are marked red and black. Even though the black one is called the right-hand spring, when you're facing the door from the inside, it'll be on the left-hand side. And the red is called the left-hand spring. It will be when you're standing on the inside of the door, it will be on the right side. Now there's an even better way to tell. When your springs are on where they attach to in the middle, this winding should be facing down. Okay, they call it the left-hand spring, but it'll be on the right-hand side of the door facing the inside. Okay, so this winding is facing down, and when the other one meets it, the winding on there will be facing down. That's how you'll know you have it in the correct position. This is very important in case they mess up with the red and black markings. Okay, now that you brought the cable up from the back and across the front, you have it in the keyway, and you've tightened these. Now take a pair of vice grips. Put it on the bar. This way, as you go to tighten this, it's going to stay on. Okay, do the same thing with this barrel. Get your cable, bring it in from behind, get it in the keyway. Get it over, bring it towards you, bring it towards you. And tighten it up. As soon as you feel it's against the bar, go one more half turn. Then a quarter turn. Okay. Now we're going to put the springs together. Okay. Put your springs back here. Double check your windings. Make sure they're both coming down. All right, now we're going to tighten the springs. Okay, before you tighten the springs, put another pair of vice grips in the track so that if you over tighten a little and you start to feel the door come up, that it doesn't come up too on you real hard. Okay, the vice grip will stop it. You'll know that you have a lot of tension on it. All right, now let's start tightening the springs. Okay, when you're tightening the springs, stay off to the side. Don't be in front of it, okay? Okay, and you're gonna want to go 30 turns, not full turns. Each time you change the rod, it's considered a turn. So, okay, when you get to 30, leave your bar there. Now get these tightened up. When you get it to touch the bar, half a turn. Already did this one a half a turn. Now you do it a quarter turn. Okay, and the other one a quarter turn. Okay, now that has put tension on everything. Put your bar in, bring it up, bring this down, and slowly bring that in. Check your barrels, make sure your cables are in the right place. Okay, now I'm going to do the other spring. Thirty turns. Now tighten it. Okay, it's touching. Now half a turn. Okay, it's touching. Now half a turn. We'll go back and do a quarter turn. And a quarter turn. Okay. Now once you've done that, it's safe to bring this out, lift up, pull out that, and slowly let it go. Okay, now we have 30 turns on each one. Okay, check your cables, make sure they're on the barrels correctly. If they're not, you can loosen up the barrel and get it on there right. Now I'm going to pull off the vice grips, and then we're going to test the door and make sure it's balanced. Okay. Okay, now it's halfway up and it's sitting there. Now the door is balanced. Okay, let's bring it back down, hook it up to the garage door opener, and see how it works. Okay, that's it. You have to adjust the springs properly, and then it all works great. Okay, Building with Papa. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Give me a thumbs up. See you on the next one. I think it looks pretty good.